It's a brand new season in 2022 for the Coast2Coast Racing League. After an awesome spring, the summer is officially here as we welcome you to live coverage of Monday Night Madness brought to you by Oshweekett Speedway here at Cedar Lake Speedway in Virtual, Wisconsin. We've got a good one set tonight with the 360 sprint cars. We begin with our C division, and the Raiders are brought to you by Malcolm's Mills Millwrighting. Good evening, everyone. Marty Sakala with you alongside Isaac Salas. So glad he could join us. Well, Isaac, it was a fun spring last year, one of my favorite seasons yet in Coast2Coast Racing League competition. But we've got the summer kicked off. I think it's going to be a summer that's going to be bigger and better than ever.
Oh, absolutely, Marty. Seeing some of the names in this league it's gonna provide for amazing racing. You're gonna have a couple people coming back, that are always gonna be forces to be reckoned with. But you got a couple of new names that I think should make it pretty fun.
Absolutely should be. So we begin by looking at Cedar Lake Speedway tonight. 1/3 mile dirt track here in Wisconsin, only a 1/3 mile track. The track is 20 meters wide to be specific, so not a lot of room for passing to be specific, but you got lines. It's a multi-groove track though. You've got a low side, a middle side, a high side, and always guarantees for close finishes no matter what side of the Outlaws you're on. Always a fun track for sure in Cedar Lake Speedway as we get set to go tonight. We've got on the roster qualifying is actually just about to begin. We'll get set to go here as qualifying. It's brought to you by ABR Setup Shop. Alex Bergeron, the official setup provider of the Coast2Coast Racing League. First driver to take to the Speedway is the driver of the number 49, Dean Meitzler. And having difficulties on his end, so we have Tyler Bentley on the Speedway now. What's the big key here when it comes to qualifying at Cedar Lake? Do you want to run the low side or the higher groove here with the sprint car?
Honestly, I think a midline in 1 and 2 and kind of probably a car length off the bottom in 3 and 4. That's where I prefer to run.
Jeff Sharp goes to the top of the charts. Pat Boyce, though, with other plans at the moment. Let's see where Boyce sets. In 11.459, scrapes the wall. His time is invalidated, but he does not care, though, that's for sure. Austin Marlett on the track, currently 4th in the 999 machine, 11.584. Now drops back to 5th thanks to Adam Flieger. A much better lap for Marlett. He moves up to 2nd in an 11.49. Here's Flieger on lap number 2. Can't improve. He stays in 5th. Only a car count of about 14 for our C Division Raiders. Of course, anyone can begin in the Raiders division. We've got a car count of 14. We have set at least 26 in the Outlaw divisions for those that have signed up and have paid the league fund on C2CRL.com. Chris Robley goes to 8th quick. And now we've got Salas up on the track. He puts his first lap on the boards, goes 8th quick, and 11.655. The 358 modified champion in Thursday Night Thunder last year takes it off at turn number 4. Much better lap for Salas. 2nd quick, 11.476. Salas just showed you how it's done. Under a minute to go in qualifying. As the Mountain Dew 704 machine of Tyler DeZube goes 9th quick at an 11.71. And through turns number 3 and 4, a much faster lap for the 704. Where does he end up? 5th quick at an 11.52. And so that will do it for ABR Setup Shop qualifying. And with a quick time of an 11.459, the driver of the number 41, Pat Boyce. Here's how a typical night takes place in Monday Night Madness in the Coast2Coast Racing League. After qualifying, we have our heats that are each 8 laps. We take the top 4 before the green flag and invert them. And then the top 4 after the checkered flag will transfer to the feature. Everyone here will make the show. A full field is up to 24 drivers. However, B-main, no matter what, that consists of 10 laps. And then we will have our features. For the Raiders, it's 20 laps. For the Rebels, the next hour is 25. Pardon me. And the Renegades is set to 30. So our first heat about to take place, and our first heat of the night is brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. Langdon Mechanical. They're the second-to-none heating and air conditioning company in the Hamilton area, and promise our customers our own professionally trained Langdon specialists will be there personally every step of the way. We guarantee your customer satisfaction from start to finish, including sales, installation, and maintenance service of your heating and/or cooling system. Every equipment sale, installation, and maintenance service call we make is backed 100% by Langdon. So only 2 heats here for the Raiders. This will determine the inside row for the top 5, and let's show you how it is lined up. Adam Flieger and Tyler DeZube on row number 1. Austin Marlett, Pat Boyce in row 2. D. Meitzler and Bob Curtis round out the field of 6. So as we get ready to go here for our first heat race, we want to tell you that the drivers once again this season are following the Steve King Foundation Pace Truck. The Steve King Foundation was formed to help the dirt track racing community across the country by providing financial assistance to drivers, pit crew members, race officials, track ops personnel, or the immediate families of those individuals who suffer a serious illness, injury, or death. Couple of onboards we are watching here. Our first onboard is from Tyler DeZube in the number 704 Mountain Dew car. There's DeZube. I like what he's got for, oh my goodness. He's actually using a GT wheel rim for this. I'm interested to see how this is on a sprint car with the DD1 wheel. We'll check in on him throughout the night. But anyway, we're set to go. Winners on pole position. We're green. DeZube tries to roll his way around the outside. He's got the early advantage. Flieger tries to look down low, but Pat Boyce looking to go up 2 spots in a lap, which he does. The 41 up to 2nd spot as DeZube leads lap number 1. Boyce nearly hits the outside barrier and now starts to reel in DeZube for the lead. Austin Marlett has crashed and jumps into the pits. He'll go down to the B-main. Tyler DeZube right now, Isaac, showing some pretty strong pace here early on past Boyce. Do you think the 41 is a little bit surprised by it?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. He's kind of running that middle line really well. And honestly, that should take him probably right up to the feature. I think that's the line, you know, for these heat races.
Here's what it looks like to be driving a McLaren GT3 rim on a dirt car. Trust me, I know these things. I've got one at home, not the DD1. I've got a CSL DD. Bob Curtis currently the final transfer spot and is in a great battle with D. Meitzler for 4th spot. That's the best battle on track. Meitzler looks to try and go around the outside. Diamond the corner. He's right there on Bob Curtis for 4th. Well, we know DeZube is going to win this heat. Let's focus on who gets the final transfer spot. Oh, Meitzler goes around. Bob Curtis takes the final transfer spot as Tyler DeZube sees the checkered flag. He will start from pole position tonight. You think that car looks like it's jacked up on Mountain Dew already, Isaac?
Oh, I love the plug in the Mountain Dew. We'll see what I can do in this one. I'm going to try to see if that line really was working in that heat race because he was running it to perfection. So I'll see what I can do.
It's a slick. It's a not. I shouldn't say a slick track, but right now it is a tacky track. From what we see, normally the tracks are reset to 15% for qualifying, and then we'll keep going throughout the evening. Our second heat is brought to you by Magnum Race Design. Magnum Race Design offers iRacing wraps, hero cards, logos, flyers, and even t-shirt designs, pardon me. If you're looking for a new design and want attention to detail, competitive pricing, and fast turnaround times, check out Magnum Race Design on Facebook, where you can contact them directly through Messenger. Magnum Race Design, the proud sponsor of the 358 Modified Division, home of track champion Isaac Salas. Jeff Sharp and Tyler Bentley make up the front row, and it's Isaac Salas and Doyle Lawrence on row number 2. Chris Robley starts in 5th position. Zach Neubauer in 6th, does not make the call to grid. Winner starts on the outside pole next to Tyler DeZube. Here we go off of turn number 4. Green is out. Sharp gets a great jump. Bentley didn't look like he got going off of corner number 2 as he stays side by side with Doyle Lawrence for 2nd spot. Salas almost thought about going 3 wide off the corner, decides not to do it. Jeff Sharp leads, followed by Tyler Bentley, Doyle Lawrence, Isaac Salas for the final transfer spot. High side's the place to be right now. Lawrence did not get a good low line. That allows Isaac to dust the top off up on the chocolate chips, and Salas, with just very little room, takes away 3rd spot. The driver of the 05 on the charge, the only man to pick up spots at the moment. Now he wants Bentley. Slide job, City. Bentley crosses it over, just ran the fastest lap of the race last time by, and 11:71. They battle for 2nd spot on the track. Remember, Isaac Salas was 2nd quickest in the time trials and had to start from 4th due to the inverts. That is very high on track. Nearly into the barrier, and he's got to run on Jeff Sharp. Remember, custom setups here in Monday Night Madness with the Outlaws. All the way up on the outside, he's right there with Jeff Sharp. I think that 28's starting to panic. Here we come to the white flag. Final lap in our 2nd heat race. Salas going to be patient. Let's see what Sharp does in 3 and 4. Does he go defensive? No, he opens the door for Isaac Salas. Off at turn 4. Sharp's going to get it. 0.2 of a second, and the Dirt Vision 28 takes the win in heat race number 2.
That was fun, Marty.
That really was, man. He came oh so close.
He put up a really good battle. He really did. He kind of took my line right there, and it kind of messed me all up, and so I had to kind of reset. So it was really good driving from him.
Absolutely. So now we get to our B-main. The B-main brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. Gambler Motorsports, an esports racing team that competes weekly across the iRacing platform with drivers entered in dirt races, sports cars, asphalt oval, and endurance races. Like them on Facebook at Gambler Motorsports. They had drivers a couple of weeks ago racing in the major series 24 Hours of Le Mans. Only 2 drivers here in this B-main. Again, just extra practice for them, just for fun. Dean Meitzler, Chris Robley on row number 1. Austin Marlett, Zach Neubauer in row number 2. So we get set to take the green here. 10 laps, and again, just free practice for the drivers. Let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. We'll be sure to give you a shout out on the air. I want to give you a fun fact, by the way, while at it for our pole sitter, Tyler DeZube here, Isaac. This is Tyler's first ever Coast-to-Coast Racing League event since the inception of Sim Racer Hub statistics. Man, if he can pull... Yeah, go ahead.
That's really impressive, actually, for, you know, being his first ever race with C2C. I mean, I think I was crazy nervous on my first race, so he's handling it really well.
Here's Marlett down to the inside. Again, the drivers are fighting for spots 9 through 12, and Marlett takes the spot away, already up 2 positions. Remember, he wrecked early on in his preliminary heat and had to get a tow to the pits, so it's a big surprise that Marlett, who's won races before in Monday Night Madness, specifically with the Raiders, is back here. Last season, 3 wins, 3 top 5s, and 5 top 10s in 7 starts. This is a guy that doesn't race full-time. with the series. However, though, whenever he comes in, he can put up some fast laps with the C division. So you take a look at our battle for second spot between Dean Meitzler and Chris Robley. I think Robley's just trying to follow Meitzler's line and just get a feel for how the track is going to be. We'll have our drivers will have the track open to them, remember, for 3 more minutes after this B-main, a part of our Flatline Racing Body's warm-up watch.
Austin's really been putting in some solid laps, and I feel like it's kind of building a little bit of his confidence as this race goes on.
We've seen people win the B-main and then the A-main. It's going to be tough for Austin Marla tonight for sure, but a 12-car pack here when we take the green flag for the feature. He may have a chance even though it's 20 laps. He sees the checkers of the B-main. Austin Marlett takes the win. And we'll start from 9th position tonight. Fun fact about Cedar Lake here, Isaac. Are you ready? This is where I got my first ever Coast2Coast Racing League win in my only start.
Wow. What were you racing?
It was 358s. It was a matinee Thanksgiving event. I'm like, hey, I got nothing else to do, so why not? I'll come join you guys. So I joined, led all the feature, and I took home the win, and then went into retirement.
That you know, that's a really good stat. You're 100%.
Exactly.
For,
I tell people that all the time.
Well, good. You should. I mean, I don't have near 100% win rate, so I mean that's a pretty good stat. Even if, just don't tell anybody that you only ran the one.
I was gonna run with the guys during week 13, but unfortunately, the sickness bug caught to me, and so I stepped away from the sim rig from Wednesday through Saturday, and now we're back. So
it's good to have you back, Marty. You should hop in one of these with me sometime.
I'm so bad at sprint car racing, especially.
Well, we can learn together.
I need to start with a 305. That's the thing with me. Like I've shown test sessions. Whenever we have nothing else to do, of me driving a 360 sprint car. You want to know what Kevin Fry, Andy Patton, and you want to know what they all do when they immediately see that? They immediately says, okay, you know what? We don't want to see it. Let's go right to qualifying.
Holy smokes.
A couple of wrecks happening here for sure.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, it's our 3-minute warm-up watch. And the warm-up watch is brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies, produced by former NASCAR Regional Short Track Champion Dan Chapman in the iRacing hotbed of Clarence, Iowa. So you get a great look of Cedar Lake Speedway. Gonna have a slick track when we take the green flag from the looks of it. And I think we are in for a fun race here, Isaac.
Oh, absolutely. I think so too. You know, honestly, that slider line in 3 and 4 is definitely going to come into play. And it's going to be very exciting, in my personal opinion. And then the high side, you know, is honestly a really good place to be as well.
We've seen this, again, Cedar Lake, in my opinion, my favorite track when it comes to the sprint car races here on Coast to Coast. And there is always some crazy racing, whether it be slide jobs or side-by-side action. It is a lot of fun.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think it's a blast because it puts on good racing for every single class that we run as well.
Salas the quickest at an 11.811. So as we get set to go for our first feature of the evening, we're only 20 minutes into this broadcast and we're already at featured time. That's a big first. By the way, for those wondering, our B Division Rebels are coming up in just a matter of moments. It'll be at the top of the hour, 8 o'clock. In fact, their practice session actually just started. And on the roster for them, there are 32 drivers at most that can race, in addition to the top 10 out of this event that can transfer here tonight. Well, we're ready for our first feature of the evening. Let's meet the field in the Coast to Coast Kids Club. Starting lineup brought to you by We Let the Dogs Out Pet Care Services. On the front row, it's Tyler DeZube in the 704, Jeff Sharp in the 28. Row 2, Pat Boyce in the 41, Isaac Salas in the 05. Row 3 is Adam Fleeker in the 038, Tyler Bentley in the 53. Row number 4, Bob Curtis in the 012, Doyle Lawrence in the 3. Row number 5 is Austin Marla in the 999, Dean Meitzler in the 49. And rounding out the field tonight, Chris Robley in the 85. Zach Neubauer does not make the call to grid. Lights are off the Steve King Foundation pace truck. We go green this time. 20 laps here around Cedar Lake. Caution laps do not count. You've got a guy in his debut in the Coast to Coast Racing League in Tyler DeZube versus the man in Jeff Sharp, who had 3 starts last season and a top 10. We are set to go. The Dylan Westbrook Racing start as we get the green flag here at Cedar Lake. Off of quarter number 2, Tyler DeZube with the advantage. Pat Boyce currently in second spot. Jeff Sharp currently third. Isaac Salas is fourth as lap 1 goes up on the boards. Look at the run from Isaac Salas as he takes it 3 wide. Pat Boyce just made the pass a couple of moments ago as he takes the race lead away. Side by side for the second position. Jeff Sharp inside he goes. Oh, DeZube is, oh man, contact from Marlin on his lid. And we're under caution for the first time tonight. And there you say DeZube saying, sorry guys, I don't know the damage he's got on his car. I saw the right side Nerf bar a little bit bent in. And so we'll take a look at for the first time this season our Malcolm's Mills mill running replay. You saw DeZube get loose and Marlon would know where to go. Just sends him up and over. Let's rewind this as well and show you how DeZube got loose. I don't know if he overdrove it in the exit of turn number 2. And he did way too much yaw in 1 and 2, and that's a tough break. I don't know if the wheel rim was anything, but a tough break for DeZube. He was having a great day in his debut, but, you know, actually, because the lap's not scored, he's still in third position here, Isaac.
Oh, I know. He appeared out of nowhere in that beautiful Mountain Dew car.
So we are set to go here for our first restart of the season. The restarts are brought to you by Mission 22, United in the War Against Veteran Suicide. Boyce will bring the field back to the green flag. He's the control car. Waiting, and we're green. Oh, DeZube got the wall, by the way. No caution, though. We're still green. And he's in the wall once again. Stacks up Isaac Salas. Doyle Lawrence spikes it entering turn number 3. He keeps his car going, but we got a battle for the race lead between Pat Boyce and Jeff Sharp off of turn number 2. The Ford versus the Dirt Vision machines, side by side. Sharp with the low side doesn't work. Caution is out, and we've got DeZube and Salas into it. What happened?
That might have been my fault. He got a little too much on the throttle, and I didn't expect it, and I got right into him.
Let's take a look at the Malcolm's replay. DeZube caught the wall, does a wheelie. Salas would know where to go and all that. Let's ride on board with the Mountain Dew car. Just caught it with the right front Hoosier. And upside down the car went.
Here's the fun part about this, Marty. The pit lane has closed, and I do not have a front wing. So we'll see how that goes.
Ah, yeah. We're coming to 1 to green this time by Salas because he was able to keep the car straight. Still runs in the 3rd position. Lights are off the Steve King Foundation pace truck. So we will try this once again. As there you see DeZube just watching. That's a tough break for him. The debut's gone from good to bad to worst. Mission 22 restart about to take place. Boyce is the control car for this restart once again. We're set to go back to green. Boyce had 3 top 10s last season with the Raiders. Was able to move up to as high as the Rebels, if I recall correctly, in the year. 6 laps in the book. Salas still keeping it in the fight in that 3rd position. Tyler Bentley trying to get around to the inside. You see Dzube coming back on the track, and the caution's out, and I think it's because Dzube had to stop on track and let the leaders go by. And unfortunately, because we did take a green flag lap, he goes 1 lap down as Salas brings his 05 car to the pits to get that quick repair done. We'll get to the tail end of the field. Let's show you here. You see the car came to a stop, and that's because he didn't want to hit anybody else. It was risky, so the yellow flag, absolutely understandable. So Isaac with a quick repair. We have him scored in 10th position. Now because of that. Coming to 1 lap to green this time by. Let's look up Pat Boyce's stats while we're at it. He, again, 3 top 10s last season with the series. His best finish was 6th. That came at I-55 on the year. 66 start in the Coast2Coast Racing League as a whole. Best finish as a whole is 3rd ever since we've been using Sim Racer Hub. So if he can win, be his first career win with the series. As we come back to green, 7 laps are complete. Nice restart on Jeff Sharp. They keep it on the inside. First driver up top shelf for Mama hides the cookies. It's Bentley in the 53, right in 4th position. Trying to look around the outside for the podium spot on Adam Flieger, but doesn't look like he has his groove going. But now he may have it in turns 3 and 4. There's some moisture up there just next to the cushion, and Bentley edged out Flieger for the bottom step of the podium in case a yellow flag does come out. Bentley's on the charge. He started in 6th position and is now up to 3rd, looking for 2nd on Jeff Sharp. He may have gotten him at the start-finish line. I don't know. He had the quickest lap last time by an 12:39 rather. Caution flag is out, and Bentley did have 2nd. We had Chris Robley and Dean Meitzler get together as we take a look at the Malcolm's replay. See if there was contact from Salas. And there was. Came up into him, and Salas went around, and the 85 of Robley's also involved in that. That's a tough break. Let's ride on board with Robley, show you his perspective. See him in the far background. Nowhere to go. He was committed on the right side. And boom. This is Tyler Bentley's 4th ever start with the Coast2Coast Racing League. Made a couple of starts last season with the Raiders as well as 1 start in the Rebels. Best finish was a 7th at USA with the Rebels. So we know our top 2 are going for their first career wins. This is Jeff Sharp's 15th start with the league, and he is also looking for his first career win. Best finish with a sprint car is 8th at Charlotte. We get set to go back to green. The Mission 22 restart. 9 laps to settle it here at Cedar Lake. Boyce brings them back. Tyler Bentley goes around the same way he did to get his fastest lap of the race last time by at a 12:39. All the way up, right next to the wall, nearly bikes it. 8 laps to go. Last time by, as we take a look, he was 600 slower, but much faster on a full lap. But Jeff Sharp puts on the pressure. Slow car out of the way is Bob Curtis, 7 to go. Bentley is right there, was a 10th and a half quicker, side by side. Oh my goodness, what a move from Tyler Bentley. Boyce just gave him enough room on the outside. Bentley hits the scoot away. He's 6 laps away from his first ever win. Quickest lap of the race last time by at a 12:36. 3-man battle for second is on between Sharp, Boyce, and Salas. Look at the run from Salas. 2 for 1 off of corner number 2. Oh, right in the wall. That's not good. But he scored third at the line with 4 laps to go. Touches it once again. Clears Sharp for second. Now can Isaac Salas get up to Tyler Bentley is the question. He had the fastest lap. Oh, the yellow's out. Oh, baby, that's about to get good. And we can tell you, by the way, that Salas just ran the quickest lap of the race last time by at a 12:30. This is Chris Robley. Is there contact from Tyler DeZube? And there was. Man, that's a wild ride for DeZube as well, doing a wheelie as Robley's taking a nap. Let's see if we can show you a good onboard of this. He was just trying to survive. He did not have a car set up for when it was really slick. So we will have 2 laps to settle it, and just as Tyler Bentley thought he had this race won in the bag, Isaac Salas has showed up. And this is a great start to Monday Night Madness. We got a lot of people in the chat watching this. Northern Bandit rooting for Flieger. Bill Calder rooting for Dean Meitzler. Pigpen rooting for Austin Marlin to get to the top. He's running in 4th. 2 laps to settle it at Cedar Lake for the C Division. Top 10 transfer up to the Rebels. But a win is huge. You'll get a feature win sticker. Here we go. Nice restart for Tyler Bentley. Sharp takes it to the inside as he try and go for the slide job. Looks for second, he can't get it. Salas takes it down to the inside. Can he slide up? Caution is out. We'll go into overtime. And Adam Flieger's gone sideways. Oh, baby. Here's what happened. Right in the 6th position. Was there contact from Lawrence? There was. Oh, my. Head-on collision. And that's not what you want at all in real-life racing. Here's how bad the shot was for Mr. Flieger. It's the one I wonder. Takes a hard shot. So we will head into overtime. 2 attempts at a green-white checkered. If a caution comes out before the white flag on this restart, we'll have 1 more restart. On the second restart, though, the next flag, except for the white flag, will end in yellow or checkers. Is Bentley going to take this one home? We're about to find out. Overtime underway for the C Division. Sharp once again on the bottom, but says caution again. Caution again, back out. Bob Curtis and Adam Flieger either made contact or they decided not to get going. Here's what happened on the restart. Watch Curtis, the yellow car. Big checkup. Oh, man, that car didn't even go. Let's listen to Bob's car. He did not go. He did not fire when the leader fired. I think he was waiting for the green flag to come out. So tough break for Bob Curtis there for sure. So we will have one final restart. And 3 drivers have a chance at winning this race. The pace truck will pull in for the final time tonight with the C division. Bentley, Salas, Sharp, or the field? Who's it going to be? How's it going to be done? We're about to find out. The Mission 22 restart for the final time with the Raiders. Let's go! Salas had a great restart last time. He gets another great restart this time. Times it perfectly to the inside. Slide job. Salas gets into it with Bentley. They touch. Bentley leads the white flag. Austin Marlin now with the battle currently in second position. On the last lap though, Salas, one final set through 3 and 4. Slide job, can't get it. Tyler Bentley, first career coast-to-coast win at Cedar Lake with the Raiders. That is how you kick off the summer right. Now let me tell you something as well. When we had our Renegades race last time we were with you for Monday Night Madness at Fallujah, we had the greatest race in Coast-to-Coast Racing League history. But I'm not going to lie. The most intense finish, I think we just saw it right there. Oh, man. Oh, man. All right. We're going to wait to talk with... We got Salas, but we're going to wait with him as he's our second place finisher. Top 10, by the way, are eligible for the Rebels. Bob Curtis and Zach Neubauer do not make the cut. So... Man, that was a fun race to kick off the season for sure. Again, the Rebels are currently practicing, and that will be taking place at the top of the hour. Your hard charger, brought to you by Chip Bangers Racing, is our third place finisher in Austin Marlett. Austin, what a comeback and what a charge throughout the field. You were very quiet in this race. Take us through that entire run.
Man, it was a long race, a grueling race. I just felt like I hit every little bad luck I could find. I hit it, so it was nice to find a little good luck there at the end and just finish strong.
Did you think you had something for Tyler and Isaac in those 2 overtime attempts?
I did, but no, I didn't. Just a little too tight there off of in shoot.
Alrighty. Well, who do you want to give shout-outs to on this run?
I'd like to give a shout out to Joe Canellis and my Clownheads back watching, and you guys for broadcasting every day.
All right. Austin, we'll let you go. Hope we see you in the next race.
For sure. Thank you, guys.
Austin Marlett with a third place finish. All right, Isaac, our second place finisher. Oh man, that's gotta be a gut wrenching finish. You almost had it.
No, that ain't gut wrenching at all. That was fun.
Yeah, that's true. It was a lot of fun.
That was
so.
fun. That was a roller coaster more than anything. I was at the front. I was at the back. I was in Rex. It was a blast.
How about those sliders you put on for the win?
You know, second to last lap, I knew I had a chance at it, and I think I probably parked it a bit too close to his nose, so he couldn't really get under me or anything like that. And he he just kind of got into me, which, I mean, whatever, it's part of racing. But that last one, I knew I was a little bit too far back, so I just had to give him the line. So, but it was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. So.
Absolutely. How about when you timed those last 2 restarts? Is that when you also knew as well you had a chance at it?
Yeah, those last 2 restarts, I was very comfortable with. I was right on him for the one of them, and I was like, wow. I was like, you got a chance here, so just time it good again. You got something. But yeah, I don't even know what else to say other than that was so much fun. Like I enjoyed that so much.
Well, who do you want to give shout outs to on your run?
You know, all my guys over at Venom, you know, like it's the first race of the season, so you know they're already hyping me up. I got little Discord notifications just flying in right now. It's kind of fun. You know, all the guys that came out and raced Dean in the Super Dirt Car Series. I know this isn't technically that class, but you know they're still one of my sponsors, so I love them to death. Everyone that comes races, watches you and me for broadcast, and I hope this dynamic duo on Monday should be a lot of fun. Uh, and yeah, man, just everyone that makes this possible, Roger and Preston and all the admin crew.
I'm gonna be like Ryan Priest, by the way. Here, for you kids at home, if you lose a race, that's how you do a slide job right there and finish in second and not crash the guy in front of you. That's how you respect your opponents right there for sure. So Isaac, that was a great race. So close, but nice run.
Hey, thank you, sir.
All right, let's go to Cool Ray Victory Lane, and we'll bring in our race winner in Tyler Bentley. Tyler, your first career win in Coast to Coast. How does that feel?
Man, it feels great. What a race. Had so much fun there.
That was an incredible charge. First off, take me through your pass for the lead. That was a crazy pass he made on Pat Boys. Just gave you enough room on the outside.
Yeah, I mean, kind of flashbacks to Volusia because me and Pat actually got together there at Volusia in kind of a similar situation. But I had been rolling the top, and I was just committed to being up there, and I had been kind of eyeing what he was doing, kind of running the lower side of the track and letting the car drift up on exit, but he'd leave just a little bit of room. And I knew if I kept rolling that top and keeping the momentum under me, I was going to have a shot to at least make or try for a pass, and it just kind of worked out. I was rolling the top really well, and he just was committed to the bottom there.
I'll tell you this, a fun fact. At the time, you were the fastest car on track when you made that pass for the lead. Now, walk us through those overtime attempts. What were you thinking every time you saw the yellow flag come out?
Honestly, I was just, in a way, kind of disbelief. I had a teammate with me that was kind of watching the broadcast and was chatting with me during the race, and I was like, what on earth is going on back there? Like, we get right close to the end in a caution. Then we pick up the green, and then we have a green, white, checkered, and then one of them came out. As soon as the green flag came out, the caution came out, and I was like, well, no matter what, the race is going to end right here because we were on the final attempt, and I was just like, thank the Lord. And I tell you what, the guy in second, his car was rolling at the end too, so I wouldn't have counted him out there either.
Yeah, Salas put up a good fight. Talk us through that from your perspective. He put a bunch of sliders on you, but you were able to cross him over and get the lead back.
Yeah, I knew he was actually in front of me there at the early part of that feature, and he went off track and went down pit lane. I don't know if he needed repair or what.
It was.
So I kind of put that behind me, and then we had that run, and I wasn't really looking at the time. I was just trying to run consistent laps and, keep it up front. And then when we got that caution, I looked down at the relative, and I see he's right there, and I was looking at lap times. I was like, okay, he's running as quick as I am right now. So I knew the end was going to be a battle, and when it came to those late race restarts, I mean, he could run on the bottom. I wasn't committed to running down there, and I just wanted to roll the top. So, he did have the one slider there. I know I jumped out of the throttle because he slid up in front of me. I didn't want to make contact with him. I tried to turn it underneath of him there, but we did making a little bit of contact there. But overall, man, that was a blast. I had a lot of fun here at Cedar Lake, and that track just came right around to my setup. So,
well, buddy, who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
I want to give shout-outs to my teammates at DFCTR and Martin Sports for being with us as well. I got them on the sprint car, and one of my teammates, Tim Henderson, made this awesome paint job on this sprint car. Those are the guys I want to thank.
All right, man. We'll let you go. Congrats. Hopefully, we'll see you in the next feature.
Awesome, guys. Thank you.
Tyler Bentley, first career win with the Raiders as he gets a feature sticker. He's in Cool Ray Victory Lane. Give you your results of the top 12 for tonight. Again, top 10 are eligible to race with the Rebels as we're not in week 3 yet of having, the incident level rule in effect. Half-second win for Tyler Bentley. And what was a fun race, that's for sure. We'll pause here and step aside, and when we come back, we'll begin set to go here for the Rebels. So stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We welcome you back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Coast to Coast Racing Network as we continue our season premiere of Monday Night Madness. We get set to go now for the good old-fashioned Rebels. And our B Division Rebels are brought to you by our friends at Langdon Mechanical. Welcome back, folks. Marty Sakala alongside Isaac Salas. If you just joined us for the Rebels, you missed an incredible finish for the Raiders event. A great battle between Isaac Salas against Tyler Bentley in a race that we thought that Pat Boyce was going to win. But then those guys just had a much better setup on not just the longer run, but also in when a track got slicker and slicker and slicker. It was so much fun to watch. Isaac was actually just talking with Bentley before in the middle of break, and he had a lot of fun. But anyway, track as of from what we know right now at the moment as I'm scrolling through, it is currently quiet, and for those wondering why, the drivers meeting for the Rebels is underway right now. We've got a car count of 25 here, Isaac, as of right now, so which means that those top 4 spots in the heat races are going to be even more important.
Oh, absolutely. I think the big thing is if you even look at our last race, a lot of times are really close together. And so when you start getting into these upper divisions and you get the guys that have kind of raced these races with each other multiple times, it gets really competitive really quickly.
It does, and for those that are new to the Coast to Coast Racing League, the Rebels, in my opinion, is the craziest form of racing we see in Monday Night Madness because you just never know what is going to happen in these races. So as we get set to go, let's recap your Rebels standings from last season. Brennan Lacey taking home the championship. A big congrats to Lacey on that. This season, of course, as his IL was under 200. Lacey is making the move up into the Renegades A division, an elite group of 26 there. Same with Bob Evertson, along with Jeff Flero, Jesse Atkinson, Tyler Wilson, Jesse Bandy, and a whole lot more than that. But a very stacked group here. And now we've got the next great group of guys in the B division for the Rebels. A lot of good names that we got to watch out for very closely. I think the ones we can start off with correctly would be probably first off is Preston Cranmer, because 2 seasons ago, he was the B Division champion. Made the move up to Renegades, didn't have the best of performances, and so he made the move back down into the Rebels, and he looks to get his second championship there. Couple other drivers we should be watching out for very closely is first off Kyle Sargent in the 91, as IL had kept him in the Rebels. However, though, this is a guy that does have wins with the series, so do not be surprised if he is a big threat this weekend, Isaac.
Oh, absolutely. You know, as much as I love talking about certain people, there's so many big threats in this session alone. I don't know who I'd want to highlight, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know who to root for either. This is a stacked field. I mean, you look at the talent we've got in here. We can start off with Brandon Dittmer, for example. He was running near the front in a couple of races last season. Rich Holland, who in his first season is with the Rebels. Brian Moore Sr. back with the Rebels after having to drop down to Raiders after poor performances in AFKs in the past season or two. We talked about Kyle Sargent. Let's see. Kevin Fry, always fast with the Rebels. I look at his Knoxville performance a couple of seasons ago. I think it was either last year or back in the fall when we had our season opener. Nearly dominated the entire show. He's going to be a threat. Zach Chapman is back with us in the Rebels, so watch out for him very closely. Just confirming all my notes here correctly. And then also Keith Jackson in the 01, who has won a couple of races, won 2 races last season. So, ABR Setup Shop qualifying underway. First driver we'll focus on is the 83 Toyota of Brandon Dittmer. Dittmer queuing an onboard for us. There you see him on your bottom of your screen. As we're underway, the driver of the 83 will set the bar and watch times come in on the bottom of your screen. If they're purple, that means they're on a pole lap. Dittmer sets the bar at 11.45. Halter takes it to the top. Joe Canales looking at a good lap. He goes 4th quick. Let's watch the driver of the number 1 while we're at it. See if he can have an improvement lap. Quick time, Andy Patton and Brian Moore Sr. And 11.388. Canales answers it back on lap 2. 11.383 for the driver of the number 1. Here's Mike Cranmer in car number 70 on his 2nd lap. Can he improve it? And we'll see what happens here on lap 2. He cannot. Gary Offut in 13. Cranmer went up to 12th. Let's take it to Salas in the 05. Salas with a slower lap on lap number 2, 11.66. Here's Tyler DeZube working on lap number 1. The 704 car starts off 9th quick at an 11.501. Trying to see if he has a better lap. Nope, it's slower. But Zach Neubauer, who did not race with us with the Raiders, and that was, of course, because he is a Rebel driver, so he got DQ'd because of that, is 3rd quick. Nice lap for Neubauer, 11.399. Granmer, who is back with the Rebels, up to 14th quick. Nice backflip. Oh, didn't stick the landing. 11.55 for Preston Cranmer. About 30 seconds left to go in qualifying. Still waiting to see if Michael Berthay or Zach Chapman go out for laps. And they will not be able to. So with a quick time of 11.383, number 1 in number 1, Joe Dirt Canales is the ABR Setup Shop fast timer. So as we get set to go, we have many heats set here for you. And we are definitely looking forward to those for sure. Qualifying is in the books, and our first heat race for the Rebels, brought to you by our Rebel title sponsor at Langdon Mechanical. Here's how the lineup looks for this heat race. The Bassman, Roger Craig, along with Gentleman Jack Hitt, our Raiders champion, on the front row. Joe Halter and Joe Canales on row number 2. Keith Jackson and Jeff Sharp, row 3. And Mike Berthay starts from 7th position on the grid. It's great to see Jack up in here after an incredible clutch race, finishing 2nd in the Raiders, while his main opponent for the championship, Bruce Hilton, had a tough race that he was in the points lead entering the race and then dropped back to 4th after a finish outside of the top 5. But how about Jack Hitt? It's great to see him in here. He's been in the Raiders for over a year now, I think.
You know, Marty, I feel like I'm going to say this for every single heat, but this one's pretty stacked. I mean, Keith Jackson towards the back. You got Jeff Sharp, Joe Halter, Joe Canales, like Jack Hitt, obviously, and Roger. Like, they're all good.
Absolutely. Winner of this heat will start on pole position for our 25th lap feature tonight. Green lights are on. Roger Craig, a big slider to clear up on Jackett as they're 1 and 2. Joe and Joe show, meanwhile, for third position as Canellas takes away third on Joe Halter, who has the final transfer spot at the moment. It looks to send it down into the inside, but Craig cuts the momentum off. 2 laps are in the books. Canellas has a run, meanwhile. Whoa, there goes Canellas around with it. Oh my goodness, he just set the quickest lap of the race in 11.7. And so he'll go to a B-main, not what he wants at all for the quick timer. And as of right now, same with Jackett. But how about the Bass Man? Right now, he could start on pole, Isaac.
Oh, absolutely. I think the biggest beneficiary of that is Jeff Sharp. You know, he was outside of the transfer spot, so by in 6th, and he's in 4th right now with a comfortable gap.
You see the same thing too for Keith Jackson in the 01. Joe Halter now with the quickest time at 11.67. Trying to dust the top off, coming to 1 lap to go. The gap down to 0.6 of a second on Roger Craig at 7.47. Final lap is underway. Roger's just got to hang on for a half a lap. He's known for reeling in Bass. This time, he reels in a pole position. How about that? Roger Craig takes the pole position, and you know the Huggables in the bottom of his wing are going to be very proud. I wish we had an onboard on Roger to see his reaction. He's gonna be so amped up right now because of that.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to see the smile that's on his face right now.
Before we begin our second heat race brought to you by Magnum Race Design, I do want to take a look. I'm going to have to go through iRacing for this. Let's show you what caused the situation between Canellas and Halter. Here's an aerial shot. Canellas just came up, Hit was all the way up in the wall, and, yeah, Joe just slid up into him. I think... Oh, man, Canellas almost went up on his lid. And we'll see who they'll take. We're going to have the top 16 locked in. They'll be taking the top 8 out of our B-main. So our second heat brought to you by Magnum Race Designs. The Rebels champion from 2 seasons ago, Preston Cranmer, on pole position next to Tyler DeZube. Row number 2, Kyle Sargent and Brian Morris Sr. And in row 3, Gary Offutt and Dean Meitzler.
Just imagine if both Roger and Preston get to be on the front row for that.
Oh my gosh. Somebody will probably be calling up the Coast2Coast Racing League hotline and telling us that this is a rigged race.
If they were still doing podcasts, I bet that would be the biggest thing that they would say on that podcast too. Here we go. Let's see if he can do it.
Here we go. Steve King Foundation Pace Truck is in. About to see the green flag with the Rebels. Here we go. Cranmer on the clear up on Kyle Sargent. He's got a fast car. Same with Tyler DeZube as they go through 3 and 4. Sargent all the way up next to the cushion as Cranmer leads lap number 1. You're right on board with Kyle Sargent. Tries to get something going. Same with Tyler DeZube. Again, DeZube carrying us and onboard for us. I will still never understand how you can drive with a road course wheel or a formula wheel and drive around a dirt car with that. Cranmer, quickest car last time by in this race at 11.64. And this was a guy that started in first. Of the drivers in the time trial session, he was the 4th quickest. This is a surprise right now at the moment here, Isaac. This is impressive.
It really is. He's actually, maintaining and even sometimes getting a little bit of a gap between him and Kyle.
Tyler DeZube currently riding in 3rd spot. Brian Moore Sr. is in 4th position. Watching the battle for the final transfer spot very closely. Gary off with the first one out. Final lap is underway. 1 lap to go off of corner number 2. 1.5 car length separate Cranmer and Sargent. The Outlaw catches the wall. Sargent to the inside. Here we go. Photo finish. Oh, Cranmer got it. Cranmer got it. Roger and Preston on the front row. Stay tuned to the next episode of the Pitside Podcast, folks.
Wow.
You just can't make this up. All right, here we gotta go. We gotta look at the photo finish cam. See how close this was to the line. That looked way too close to call, ladies and gents. All right, we got our spotter cam here that'll tell us. Wow, what a... do you see why now I love Cedar Lake, Isaac?
Oh, I'm right there with you, Marty. This is absolutely my favorite track on the service, and you guys are getting to see why.
Just about 3/100ths of a second at the stripe, folks. Oh my goodness. The Rebels are going to have to be led by their bosses in the 25-lap feature.
So thinking about how much of a smile was on Roger's face, can you think about how much they're smiling and laughing now that they're both on the front row?
I want to check at the Zoom in the Discord. They're in different teams, so they're probably going to joke about on the Pitside Podcast, the next episode on the Coast2Coast Racing Network. Anyway, third heat is brought to you by 2-1 Designs. Isaac Salas, Gary Taylor on row number 1, Brandon Dittmer, Zach Neubauer row 2, and G.J. Boydell, John Rayner in row number 3 as we're set to take the green flag. Winner starts on the inside of row number 2. Here we go. My goodness, look at Brandon Dittmer. Wanting to go 2 for 1 in turns number 3 and 4. Hang on there, Isaac, that's for sure. However, though, Salas does lead lap number 1. Dittmer with the run, though, on the inside. But nothing working. Fastest car last time by was Salas. Gary Taylor through, but the battle for the final transfer spot is on. G.J. Boydell inside on Zach Neubauer. See if he could get that to her potentially. Oh, big wobble from Neubauer as he slams the wall, puts him out of a transfer spot. Boydell goes to third, Taylor is third, but Dittmer, quickest car last time by at an 11:57 on board with Brandon Dittmer. Hammer Down's got something set on that hot rod. Who's going to start on the inside of row number 2? We're about to find out. All of them hugging the cushion, dusting the top off. Boydell has crashed. He is out. Final lap, though, underway. We saw a good finish last heat. Salas and Dittmer are about to put on another great one. Salas goes defensive. Dittmer goes all the way around the outside. The defense works for Isaac Salas, takes the win by 2/10. Yeah, we saw. I was watching Dittmer's onboard. I wish we could rewind it for you. But it was going, man, I wanted that badly. So that would put him in the 7th starting spot for the 25-lap feature tonight. He's locked into the show.
That's a fast man that I just held off right there. I'm pretty proud of myself with that one.
You did. The 4th heat race tonight brought to you by Mauer Farm Management. I'm giving the lineup. Mike Cranmer and Pat Boyce on row number 1. The Flying Fry, Kevin Fry, and Andy Patton in row number 2. Rich Holland, Eric Tetro in row number 3. Determine the outside of row number 2. Imagine if we get the Cranmers on the outside of the front 2 rows. Now that would be impressive, Isaac. We'll see what happens.
I'm so excited.
Ready for the green flag. Steve King Foundation pace truck pulls into pit road. Let's get it on. Cranmer and Boyce bring them to green. Cranmer tries to clear up on the 41 as Boyce goes wide off of corner number 2. Big rock!
Oh.
And everyone except for Cranmer and Patton. Fry's on his side. Same with Holland. Pat Boyce is able to limp that cargo. Tetro didn't make the call to grid. So right now, Fry is the final transfer spot. But if Holland can get out there, he'll make it in. But it's Mike Cranmer out in front by about a second on Andy Patton. Let's take a look at the Malcolm's replay during this heat race. We'll watch it real quick and show you what happened. We saw Boyce go wide. This happened because of that. He came down into Fry and then everyone accordion back. So that may get looked at. We'll have to see. But Patton is closing in half second back. And he does a wheelie into turn number 3. Patton giving the fans a great show with 2 laps to go. Can Mike Cranmer get what would probably be the best start he's ever had in the Coast2Coast Racing League? Patton is closing in big time. Cranmer may have to fight for this one. Final lap is underway. Patton's got a good car off of turn number 2. They're fighting for 4th position behind. Fighting for 4th position. But for the win off of turn number 4, Cranmer gets it. Fry comes home in 4th. He gets the final transfer spot. And Boyce finishes in 3rd position. But the Cranmers on the outside of the front 2 rows. Man, you could not have asked for a better start to the season right there, Isaac.
Wow, the every single finish I think we've had it's been something to behold. I cannot wait to see what the future looks like.
This will be the best start that Mike Cranmer has ever had in the Rebels with the Coast2Coast Racing League. His best prior was an 11th place spot on the lineup at USA in the same position where he finished. That's the second best overall in Coast2Coast since the inception of Sim Racer Hub. Time for the Gambler Motorsports B-main. And Eric Tetro not making the call to grid. I don't think he is eligible to race in the Rebels. And so because of this, all the drivers will make it on in that are on the grid right now and rolling. Jack Hitt and Gary Offut on row number 1. Rich Holland and John Rayner in row 2. Joe Canella, Steve Meitzler in row 3. GJ Boydell and Michael Berthay round out the field. Let us know who you are rooting for in the chat. Hello to our Professor John Hind, who is rooting for Isaac Salas in the chat. Again, let us know who you're rooting for.
I have a fan.
Yeah, you do. Your biggest fan. Let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. We'll be sure to give you a shout out and let us know what you think of the racing. Conti is green. Off it goes wide. Jack Hitt's able to clear and take the race lead. Rich Holland off of quarter number 4, currently right in 3rd position. Offit trying to get around the outside. We got trouble behind them. Boydell and Rayner get together. The Canadians involved. We stay green, of course, with it being a preliminary event. Jack hit fastest car last time by at a 12:12, but Gary Offit is closing in the M&M's 94, Isaac.
Absolutely. I mean, they're running that high side to perfection, and really that is the fastest way around this track right now by the looks of it. It's going to be who can hit your marks throughout these next couple laps.
Berthay gets past Meitzler for 5th position. Joe Canella's fastest car on track last time by with an 11:94. That's one of only 2 laps in the 11-second range of the best laps. Now another better lap, 11:92 this time, and working on Holland for third. It's gonna be tough here for Canales to make his way up to the front with how the track is right now, Isaac.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, it is high side dominant, but he really was putting a lot of pressure onto Richard, and you know, good for Richard for holding his ground right there, because that was a whole lot of pressure that Joe was putting onto him.
Birthday looking for fourth position on Joe Canales. This would be an impressive pass if he can stick that out. Not able to make the clear. Rich Holland battling Gary off on 4. Second spot. Final lap is underway. It's Gentleman Jack Hinton. That'll bring the 217 off of turn number 4. He'll get his first preliminary win with the Rebels. Congratulations, Jack Hinton, for that. He'll start from 17th in the feature tonight. As everyone crosses the line, again, everyone makes the field except for Eric Tetro. And so preliminary action for the Rebels is in the books. And now we get set. We're going to pause here and step aside as we have our Flatline Racing Bodies warm-up watch. So stay with us. The feature is coming up next. Warm-ups are complete. It's Kyle Sargent, the quickest, with an 11:09.74. So warm-ups are complete. We are set to go for 25 laps around Cedar Lake. Here is your We Let the Dogs Out Pet Care Services Coast to Coast Kids Club starting lineup. A dream. Top forward. Could you have ever asked for this? The bosses on the front row, Roger Craig and Preston Cranmer. Row number 2, Isaac Salas in the 05, Mike Cranmer in the 70. Row number 3, Joe Halter in the 22, Kyle Sargent in the 91. Row 4, Brandon Dittmer in the 83, Andy Patton in the 87. Row 5, Keith Jackson in the 01, Tyler DeZube in the 704. Row 6 is Zach Neubauer in the 52, Pat Boyce in car 41. Row 7, Jeff Sharp in the 28, Brian Moore Sr. in the 558. Row number 8, Gary Taylor in the 34, and Kevin Fry in the 21. Row 9, Jack Hitt in the 217, and Gary Offutt in the 94. Row 10 is Rich Holland in the 116, Joe Canellis is in the 1. Row 11 is Mike Birthday in the 95, Dean Meitzler in the 49, and rounding out the field of the Canadians, G.J. Boydell in the 014, and John Rayner in the 302. As we get set to go, who's it going to be? How's it going to be done? We're about to find out. Doyle Lawrence is watching, rooting for Joe Halter and Jack Hitt and Roger Craig. Very excited for Roger Craig to be on pole position for tonight. We're set to go for the Dylan Westbrook Racing start. The pace truck is in. The boss is on the front row. Catch the Pitside podcast this weekend. It's going to be a good one. Green means go! Off of corner number 2, it's Roger Craig that gets the advantage, but look at Kyle Sargent in that 91. Already up 2 positions. Craig leads lap number 1. Cranmer looks around the outside. We've got yellow. Oh, man, the quickest guy today, Joe Canellis, is around along with Dean Meitzler and Kevin Fry. Show you what happened. It started with Fry going sideways. Let's see if we can get an alternate angle with the flying Fry. They just stacked up from behind. Jeff Sharp got into him. Gary Taylor also involved in that one. A strange wreck for sure. Let's look at some fun facts on Roger Craig, by the way, while we're at it. His 4th pole in Coast to Coast since the inception of Sim Racer Hub. He's got a pole with the elderly people, the retreads 55 and older. No offense, Roger. But the best start he's ever had in Rebels? Man, that's so tough to tell. His first ever top 5 start, I know that for sure. So, anyway. For those wondering, we did count lap number 1. And so we're set to go for our Mission 22 restart. United in the war against veteran suicide. Craig wants to go. He's wasting no time. Back to green. But now the question I'm wondering is, did he go too far? We'll see what happens, though. But Craig and Cranmer, caution again. This is a bigger one. And it's in the back of the field. Those same 3 that were involved in the first yellow, they're involved in it again. Just add on Boydell and Rayner to the scene. Here's the Malcolm's replay. As they got back going, Boydell was slowing it. You can't pass until you hit the start-finish line. Oh, a car was already... Oh, no, that was Mike Cranmer. That had been stopped on the trail. What on earth happened? Was there contact? He was already going sideways, but Joe Halter just came in and finished it off. That's a tough break for Cranmer. For the man that started in 4th position. So a lap goes on off the scoreboard. And we're set to go back to green once again. We'll try the Mission 22 restart once more. Different restart point for him. This time he goes. Slides it off corner number 2. Salas looking for second, meanwhile, on Preston Cranmer. Cranmer shuts the door, switches lines. Salas goes for a slider. Caution again. This time it's for Brandon Dimmer, who's on a wild ride. And all he can just do is watch. Look at that. That car's literally stuck in the track. Well, here's what happened to Brandon. Just caught the wall off corner number 2, and that's how it started. Then there was contact. Who was that one car on its side? I think that was Keith Jackson. Another car that, you know, could have had a chance potentially tonight. Involved once again. Here's what it looked like on board Brandon. Tough break for the driver of the 83. And then here's the wild ride he takes. Keith Jackson in the pits in his tow. Once again, I always tell you, you never know what's going to happen in the Rebels division. We'll try this once again. 4 laps are on the board. Track 100% slick. Kret just trying to survive. Here comes Cranmer around the outside. This could be the first lead change of the race. And it is. Move the Outlaw to the front. Roger goes back to third. Oh, man, Salas looked all the way around the outside. He gets sideways. Salas with a major send. Salas was the quickest car last time by, but it's Cranmer that leads. Oh, he rides the wall off of 2. That allows Salas to close in just a little bit. Bad exit. Look how slick this track is. Drivers are having a tough time getting around it. And the guy that was quickest in warm-ups, Kyle Sargent, may have the piece to do it. Caution.
Oh, Kyle Sargent.
Oh. Wow. With Roger Craig and Gary Taylor after the caution flew. What on earth happened? Well, first he's
holding the brake.
He's going to the pits. First off, here's Meitzler. Involved with Keith Jackson. He just got loose. And comes up to the old. What a ride for Keith. Wow. And Sargent just got into it. Arca brakes. Man, you hate to see that. This is from Meitzler's perspective. You see how loose he gets. Watch Jackson pump. Come in there, and then here comes Sargent. And then let's show you Kyle's on board. That's gotta hurt. Try out the Mission 22 restart once again. Not a lot of racing has happened tonight. They've been trailing at a speed of just about 30 miles an hour. Let's see if we get a long run right here. Cranmer leads, Isaac Salas second, Joe Halter is third. Great jump from the Outlaw. That yellow helps out Joe Halter make his way up to third position. And remember, he had a tough heat race and a tough qualifying session, but luckily was able to finish second in his heat. Top 2 on the outside. Everybody else is on the bottom. Hang on, Dzube. Tyler Dzube nearly spun it off in turn number 4. Big yaw from Pat Boyds. Moved Brian Moore Sr. up the track to take away 7th position. And now Dzube fighting his way around the outside. Trying to get past Newman. Look at how slick this track is, guys. Holy cow. What's it like driving a McLaren rim? I want to know that. Look at that! And that's a big disadvantage right there with that rim. Look how sideways that car's getting. Man, I'd break my desk with that if I had the DD1 on me. Battle for fourth is on between Neubauer and Patton. Neubauer's first time with the B division this year. But he's holding up the field a lot. Look at Brian Moore Sr. trying to get around the outside. Oh, look out! That's Kevin Fry! Oh my! No caution! You've got to be kidding me! That car was barrel rolling! And we don't get a yellow flag. We stay green. Next yellow we get, we'll take a look at it. Cranmer, meanwhile, is in lap traffic. This should get fun. Half-second lead on Isaac Salas. Now it could come down to who can weave around it the most. We've got 9 laps to go already in our Rebels feature. After many caution laps on lap, not caution, Jack hit. Sideways, oh no! Preston, ah! And again, anything can happen with the Rebels, and that is your heartbreak of the night, folks. All right, first off, we got to see what happened to Kevin Fry. How a caution was not triggered by iRacing, I don't even know. Contact with Rich Holland. Consider the car was still straight. I'm speechless. Speechless on that. And then here's Jack Hitt. How did his car get sideways? He was battling Kyle Sargent. It's about mid-pack. Oh, man. Him and Boyce came up and ahead. Into the fence he goes. Barrel rolls. And comes down on the track. Preston Cranmer. Ah. You hate to see it. Right on board with the Outlaw. He was looking to make a comeback here in the Rebels, and now that comeback may have just ended. Here it comes, here it comes. No brakes, Hitt did not use them. That car was just, it wasn't in neutral, it was just backpedaling down. And Cranmer's chances have gone away, but we're back to green. With 8 laps to go, Isaac Salas rides the wall in 1 and 2. Zach Neubauer, Raiders driver last season, is in second. Same with Brian Moore Sr. All 3 of those drivers were Raiders drivers last season. Same with Birthday as well. This is awesome to see. Your battle is on for that bottom step on the podium. Michael Birthday and Zach Neubauer make it for second with Brian Moore Sr. This could get interesting. Off at corner number 2. A 1.1 second lead for Isaac Salas. A little bit of defensive moves from Moore Sr. Birthday hits the Tory tires. Looks inside for second. 5 to go. It'll be 4 laps this time by for Isaac Salas. These are the first laps he's led today in this race. Birthday takes a peek to the inside. By the way, Michael Birthday was in the B-main. He started 21st and is up to 3rd. Wait a minute, caution. And it's Tyler DeZube involved, along with G.J. Boydell. And look at that. That wheel's freaking out. And we're hearing Gary Taylor is also involved. Let's take a look. The captain was sideways many times. Comes down to the sharp. Oh my goodness, and Lance sticks the landing. So that's not a caution, but this is with DeZube. Lost it all by himself, and the wheel rim may have had a part to do with that. Again, no offense. I think it's really cool that he's doing it with that. But that may have been a factor. So Isaac Salas is going to have to fight for this one. It'll be a 3-lap shootout. looking for his first ever Rebels win. He's got to win in Monday Night Madness, by the way, with the Raiders on April 4th at Eldora. 3 laps away from his first in the Rebels. Battle's on for second. Birthday versus Moore. What a car. Nope, caution's out again. So that takes another lap off. I don't know what the caution is for, but we think we may know why. It'd be a lot similar to what Dezube did. Yep, stopped on track, waited for the field to come by. And so that's got to be a glitch that's got to be figured out by iRacing. So it'll be 2 laps to go for Isaac Salas. His best finish with the Rebels is a 4th at Williams Grove on April 25th. We saw a first-time winner earlier tonight in the Raiders with Tyler Bentley. Will we get a first-time Rebels winner tonight? We're about to find out. Moore Senior and Birthday have been very fast as well, trying to spoil the party. 2 laps to settle it. Coming off the Mission 22 restart. Nice lead, half second for Isaac Salas. He wants to see the white flag, does not want to see the yellow flag come out off of 4. There it is, final lap at Cedar Lake. Came oh so close in the Raiders. Second, lost out. Went for the slider Hail Mary, didn't work. This time, goes his way to the finish scot-free. Isaac Salas, first career Rebels win at Cedar Lake. Breathe happy, my man. How's it feel?
That felt great, man. I'm glad that I have my mic muted because I damn near yelled.
We would have loved it if you yelled. You can finally park it up on victory lane. Man, I got to ask first. It was a battle between you and Preston. Talk about that.
Oh, man, he was so fast. I could get him in one corner and he'd pull away from me in the other, and that was like... That's how it was. I'd be comfortable in one and he'd be comfortable in the other, and we almost canceled each other. So it was like it would come out distance-wise, and then it would close back up, and I was like, well, I could try the slider line, see if it works. Man, that was fun. Like, he put on a really good battle, and it's just unfortunate that, you know, something like that happens to take him out, you know, but that was fun. That was a lot of fun. I don't even know what to say.
When you got the lead there, though, did you think that the guys behind you, Moore and Birthday, had anything, or not really, considering the gap you had on them in that long run?
Honestly, my entire plan after that was to just focus and put in good laps, to be honest with you. And if they got to me, they got to me, and then we could do battle from there. But but after that, once it got to restarts, it was all just like, let's get a good restart here and don't make any mental mistakes, and we should be able to take this one home. And we got it done.
You did. First ever Rebels win. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Oh, you know, like I said, like everyone that freaking supports me, like Venom Racing, you know, friends, family that come and watch, everyone that races in this, honestly, it made it a lot of fun. Dean in the Super Dirt Car Series, Magnum Race Designs, man, you for broadcasting, I'll tell you what, it's kind of like so much fun to just have like all the hype in my ear at the same time of trying to race and trying to stay calm, but at like the same time you're like 2 octaves higher than I would be right now trying to focus. But yeah, man, like just thanks to everybody that makes this such a fun thing to do.
All right, man. We'll keep you in here. Congrats on the win. Let's bring in our second place finisher, Brian Moore Sr. Brian, first off, welcome back on the podium on the Rebels. Walk us through your race. It was a surprise run from 14th to 2nd. Well done, man.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I just got lucky there, I guess. But trying to keep my nose clean, stay out of the trouble, watching everybody and going where they weren't. And then there at the end, that one restart right before that last one, old Michael got by me on the top there, and I went to the middle in 1 and 2, and I thought, well, I'm not going to do that again. Luckily, there was a caution, so I got my spot back. But that's a good race.
Yeah, talk about that battle with Birthday. Where do you think your car was better where Birthday's wasn't?
I think I was getting around 1 and 2 better than he was. If I kept it on the top. Now, if I tried, like I said, I tried the middle there, but man, it just wasn't there. And I think the top was a place to be. And then I was using the slider line in 3 and 4, and he'd get up beside me getting in, but I could pull back by him down the straightaway. So I just kept doing that.
Well, a great run, man. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I would give a shout out to my brother Rick. I know he watches these things, him and his woman sitting there. But thanks to Gary and Keith tonight, and my cousin Tyler for showing up, man. His first race tonight, so that's cool. And thank you guys, Marty, you guys for putting this stuff on and everything you guys do for us.
All right, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. Great second place run. We hope to see you in the Renegades event.
All right, I'll be there.
Awesome. Brian Moore Sr., our second place finisher. Our third place finisher is Michael Birthday, and Michael Birthday, by the way, is your Chip Bangers Racing Hard Charger Award from 21st up to 3rd spot. How did you do it?
Oh man, how you doing, guys? A lot of luck. Just dodging some wrecks there at first, but it happens, coming from the back. Sometimes you got to get a little lucky. But yeah, I was feeling real good there, and ended up a really fun race there at the end there.
With all the cars, there were a lot of front runners that got involved in wrecks tonight. Did you think you had a top 10 car tonight, or not really?
Yeah, when the practice turned over to qualifying, something happened and the game just froze on me. So
wow.
I had to get out, and I got back in right as the first heat was going, so I missed that. So I just started at the back of the B and was like, you know what, points night, 0 incidents, take it easy. So that's top 10 was all I was going for.
So you actually had 0 incidents in that race.
I did.
Wow, that's going to be big on the bonus points side. So well done on that, man. How about
I
that?
might need it later in the year.
Absolutely. Who knows? And it's especially as well, let me just make sure I got my notes correctly. Yeah, you may need that in the year later. Talk us about the battle for a second with Brian Moore. That was a fun battle we were watching at the end.
Oh yeah, that was fun. We were talking about right before we came up here, and he decided to try the middle there, that next to last restart, and I was like, ooh, and I kind of just sent it in there, and it didn't hit the wall, which is always a plus, and he gave me just enough room, super clean, and he was like, I wasn't doing that again. I was like, I knew you wouldn't. A lot of fun. Hope to race with them a lot this year.
Well, great run. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
As always, the School of Sim Racing, and thanks to you guys for doing this. A lot of fun here.
All right, man. We'll let you go. Great job. Hope to see you in the Renegades event.
Thanks, man.
Birthday with a 3rd place finish tonight. Let's give you your official results. Again, top 10 eligible to race in the Renegades event tonight to enter in that. Salas, Moore Sr., Birthday, Neubauer, Patton, Boyce, Sharp, Mike Cranmer, Canellis, and Offutt. So, man, by the way, Gary Offutt, man, I don't think anyone expected that for him to finish 10th. Well done to him. Mike Cranmer recovering from a spin to finish in 8th position. Joe Canellis, tough event for him, and somehow finishing in 9th spot. I'm sure he'll take that for sure. A wild one tonight here with the Rebels. And once again, I will say it again, Isaac, you just never know what to expect. You see your final 4 there. Halter, Sargent, Meitzler, and Jackson. So we will step aside and take our final break before Renegades. And the A Division is coming up next in the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Welcome back, race fans of the Coast to Coast Racing League, and we are ready to go. Brook Racing, our premier 360 sprint car division, as we get set to go here once again. While we're at it, do a couple of business notes to take care of. We can tell you as well, while we're at it, for those that are interested in joining the Coast to Coast Racing League, if you're looking for other racers that enjoy racing without all the drama and name calling of normal iRacing, come join the Coast to Coast Racing League. We have 16 divisions that race 7 days a week and broadcast 9 of them. Members know that they are a part of something bigger than just the on-track experience. Go to www.c2cro.com and click on Apply to join in on the action. The cars are virtual, their racing is real. Here's your schedule of what's coming up on the Coast to Coast Racing Network this week for our season kickoff in week number 1. Pardon me, just figure this out. Tomorrow is Hometown Heroes, brought to you by Cool Ray. That begins at 6:30 p.m. begins at 7 p.m. with Street Stocks at Port Royal. Extreme Speed TV will be putting on the broadcast. We've got Street Stocks, Fixed 305s, UMPs, and a Street Stock Enduro for cash. That'll be a fun one. And Port Royal, brand new track on iRacing. Excited for it for sure. Wednesday night is Vets and First Responders Night, brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. That is also at 7 p.m. We've got Vet 360s at Cedar Lake, same with Limited 360s and 410s all at Cedar Lake, and the Wingless 360s at Fallujah. Get Your 6 Racing Network is the broadcaster for that. Thursday, I'll be broadcasting Thursday Night Thunder, brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. We'll have the small and big blocks and pro and super late models at Lanier. Begins at 7 p.m. Friday Night Lights, brought to you by Gears Unlimited. We'll have small blocks, limited late models, and 305s at Cedar Lake, brought to you by GY6RN. And then next week, for Monday Night Madness, we are at Fairbury with the 360 Sprint Cars at 7 p.m. All right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Check out the Coast to Coast Racing School, where our league's top drivers have volunteered to help league drivers improve their driving skills free of charge. They'll be offering help on various skill sets such as qualifyings, driver lines, driver awareness, and setup advice. Go to c2cro.com to schedule a session. Like to thank our heat sponsors tonight: Langdon Mechanical, Magnum Race Design, 2-1 Designs, Maurer Farm Management of Clarence, Iowa, and if needed, Lynn's Huggables. Our B-main's been brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. The intermission brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Something brand new, we've got the Coast to Coast Kids Club, brought to you by We Let the Dogs Out Pet Club Services, Pet Gear Services rather, as we are officially set to go for qualifying, brought to you by ABR Setup Shop. First driver to take the speedway is the number 181 of Jeffrey Kemper. We've got a 24 car count here for the Renegades, so everyone will make the show. Qualifying is underway. Kemper sets the first lap. Kemper sets things up with an 11.62. DeGood goes second. Joe Canellis looking good at a quick time. Same with Jeff Kemper. Canellis the top, 11.490. Kemper goes up to third. Joe Canellis looking very fast and slick, 11.49. Bob Everson improves to second. Blake Chapman. Did he get it? Quick time, 11.459 for the Krite Sim Racing number 20 driver. Off of turn number 4 for Blake Chapman. 400's off. Hall of Famer Terry Landis in the Yoo-Hoo 161. 16th quick on the speedway. Now 18th quick. Our Rebels winner, Isaac Salas, 7th quick. Can he improve his lap on lap number 2? He cannot. John Short in the crates of quick time. Tyler Wilson, not expected. The first-year Renegades driver goes 11.428. Wow, that's 3/10 quicker than the field. Brennan Lacey goes fourth quick, 11:50. Jesse Atkinson goes 12th. Randy Shreves in 3 and 4. He's 15th quick at the moment. We see if he can improve his lap. Does by 100th, 15th quick. Kyle Moon in 20th quick. So that will do it for qualifying. And with a quick time of 11.428, the driver of the 042, Tyler Wilson. A phenomenal lap by Tyler Wilson. I always wonder whenever I see that headshot what he is dressed up as. Isaac, what do you think? It's like an orange cowboy or something, so I think we should call him the Orange Cowboy from now on.
I love that. Now you got me wanting to see the onboard here.
Oh, I'm not talking about the onboard. I'm talking about what he uses for his driver details, his graphic.
Oh, okay. I can't even see that yet, so.
Anyway, we are...
Anyways.
Yeah, we are set to go for our first heat race with the Renegades. Heat race number 1 brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. Here is your starting lineup. You've got Jeff Flero on the pole position next to Bob DeGood. Of course, Flero coming off the last race we had at Fallujah and the greatest race in Coast-to-Coast history. His first ever win in the Renegades. Brennan Lacey and Tyler Wilson on row number 2. Andy Patton and Brian Moore Sr. row 3. Barry Goldner and Jack Clevenger round out the field. Once again, top 4 inverted before we take the green flag. Jeff Flero, Isaac, was a feel-good story in the final week of Monday Night Madness last season. That was an awesome win for him, and he had to hold off 2 of the best in Stephen Goldner and Ross Corinna to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember when we got to Thursday nights, and I hadn't watched the Monday night broadcast, and it was the most hyped up race. And I went back and watched, and I was almost in awe the entire race.
Well, look who's behind him as well. Brennan Lacey, the Rebels champion, in his first full season with the Renegades since Sim Racer Hub. We're set for the green flag. Winner starts on pole position tonight. Here we go. Flero tries to clear on. Oh, man, that was close on Bob DeGood. Around goes the quick timer. And nobody hit Tyler Wilson somehow. That got close. But Lowline Lacey side by side with Jeff Flero. The Pyrotechnic back in second spot while Lowline on his patent line in the lead. Oh, trouble. Moore Sr. was in a transfer spot. More trouble. Who's on his side? Barry Goldner's around. Same with Brian Moore. Tyler Wilson now 1 spot out of a spot. Andy Patton runs in 4th position. Bob DeGood is currently in 3rd. That would be awesome for the APR number 7. Fastest lap.
And absolutely. I mean,
go ahead.
The biggest thing was the last race. You were talking about how anything can happen, and it took a couple laps, and look at how much of a mess we had.
Brennan Lacey, fastest lap of the race last time by at an 11.55. Jeff Flero in 11.59. It's nearly a 1-second lead for Lowline. Meanwhile, the battle for 3rd is shaping up between Bob DeGood and Andy Patton. Don't race each other hard. You know you're in a transfer spot. Patton up by 2 seconds on Tyler Wilson. DeGood lagging just a little bit above of turn 4. Lacey takes the win. Flero 2nd, DeGood 3rd, Patton 4th. Tyler Wilson, and for the 2nd straight race for Monday night, tonight alone, we see the quick timer go to the B-main. Second heat race brought to you by Magnum Race Design. It is John Short and Renegade champion, a feel-good Renegade champion, Patrick Spangler, on the front row. Row number 2, Jesse Bandy and Blake Chapman. Row 3, Jeff Kemper and Joe Backus. And row 4, Kyle Moonen and Terry Landis. Drivers throughout the night have been following the Steve King Foundation pace truck. The Steve King Foundation was formed to help the dirt track racing community across the country by providing financial assistance to drivers, pit crew members, race officials, track ops personnel, or the immediate families of those individuals who suffer serious illness, injury, or death. Lineup looks like this once again for our second heat race, as you see. And a stacked heat here, Isaac.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, you know, just like the last couple races I've said, it's everyone in these heats are so good. You could take a winner out of the top 6 easily, you know.
2 seasons ago, John Short had his best season ever in Renegades, yet fell championship. And last season was not his best season. I don't even think he scored a win last season in Renegades championship competition. He didn't. Only 3 top 5s. Patrick Spangler last season got his first ever Renegade win and went out Daniel Hemrick with a championship as well. Winner starts on the outside of the front row, ready for the green flag. Short clears Spangler by the 51. Oh, shuts the door on the 39. There is contact. They save it, though. Look out! Kemper got sideways out of the groove. Falls all the way back to 7. But there was contact between the top 2. And somehow Spangler did not get sideways, nor Short did. But Spangler looks on the outside here, Isaac. Oh, trouble behind them. Kemper side over end. And Backus is also involved as well, photobombing the shot. Quickest car on track last time by was Blake Chapman. And 11:74, John Short by himself on the bottom. Spangler crosses it over. Slide job, Spangler. Too much of a slider. Short can cross it over here. This is just to start on the outside of the front row. Short's got it. Oh, there they go. Big wreck. Short, Spangler. Bandy also involved. And this is the battle for 4th down between Bandy and Short. Short may have to shortcut here. Bandy's got 4th. And Blake Chapman's up 2 seconds. That was crazy. Real quick. Actually, we can't. We're on the final lap. Blake Chapman will start on the outside of the front row. Moonen, Landis, and Bandy transfer. Real quick. Here's what happened between Short, Spangler, in the battle for the lead. They get sideways and Blake misses it. That was crazy.
And just like that, somebody like Kyle Moonen went from 7th to 2nd.
Absolutely. Insanity. Heat race number 3 brought to you by 2-1 Designs. Your lineup looks like this. The Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson, and Isaac Salas on the front row. Row number 2, Bob Evertson in his first full season with the Renegades. Joe Dirk Canellis next to him. Row 3, Randy Shreves and Mike Cranmer. Pardon me, in row 4, Chris Schaefer and Jeff Barker. On board with the Pink Panther is Jesse Atkinson as he gets set to go in his virtual reality headset and his Logitech wheel, has the Dale Jr. gloves on. Pretty cool to see. Two-1 Designs, by the way, the sponsor of Heat Race number 3. making wraps for all dirt racing needs and 118 scale RC wraps. Like them on Facebook at 21 iRacing Designs. Winner starts on the inside of row number 2. And another stacked heat. A lot of drivers moving from Rebels to Renegades. Like Atkinson, Evertson, for example. Fun one coming up here. Ready to go green. Atkinson tries to clear Salas. He does and gets the advantage. Salas and Evertson side by side for the second position. Salas up on his preferred lane off of turn 4 on the outside. Edges out Evertson for P2. Joe Canellis right in 4th position, but Randy Shreves is also in a fun battle for the spot. 3 wide, oh boy, there they go. Oh my goodness, Joe Canellis! He cleared the fence in the pit lane! I'm not kidding by that! Holy cow! Here's the battle for 3rd. Everson gets past Randy Shreves for the spot as Atkinson leads. Quickest car on the track, 11:79. Watch out, Everson rides the wall for a moment. Watch this, folks. Whee! He literally cleared the fence and hit the tow truck. I've never seen that before. Never. We are having some technical difficulties figuring this all out. Atkinson leads on Salas, followed by Evertson and Shreves. Off to turn number 4, it is Jesse Atkinson that starts from 3rd position tonight. For 4th of the line, it is Randy Shreves over Chris Schaefer. And so now we're ready to go for our B-main. We have figured out 12. These are the other 12 that we'll figure out for their starting spots. The B-main brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. Tyler Wilson and John Shore on row number 1. Chris Schaefer and Brian Moore Sr. in row 2. Joe Backus and Jeff Barker, row number 3. Jack Clevenger, Patrick Spangler, row 4. Mike Cranmer, Barry Goldner, row 5. Jeff Kemper, Joe Canellis in row number 6. That front row, very surprising to see here, Isaac.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sorry about that. My mic was muted, but Tyler Wilson being in here is like, and John Short, you know, some of the fast guys are actually in the B-main, so, you know, we might have a couple guys that are trying to go for a hard charger award as well.
So the field rolls off for their 2 pace laps. Again, extra practice for the drivers. And you are right on the hard charger side of things. There are a couple of fast drivers in here that could contend for not just the win, but also the hard charger award. Tyler Wilson, the quick timer on the pole. John Short, who's always a contender. Maybe even count Chris Schaefer in amongst the field of contenders. And we saw it with Birthday. He finished 3rd and started from 21st position. Ready for the green. Let us know who you're rooting for in the chat for tonight's Renegades event. Oh, look out, Short got the wall already as we took the green flag. He's all the way back to 10th position, and they're wadding them up already with Patrick Spangler and Jeff Kemper. Another surprise to see up there. Meanwhile, for the lead, Chris Schaefer inside Tyler Wilson. They touch off for 2, but keep him straight. A little too close for comfort there, Isaac.
Oh, yeah, I mean, if you've looked, there's been a couple battles that have kind of resulted in a little bit of tire taps, and haven't really seen any huge wrecks yet.
Short all the way back in 8th. Patrick Spangler is in 7th position, the two that got in the last incident. Here you see Spangler, the checkered car, inside on Barker for 6th. Fastest car on track the last time by was Jack Clevenger in the gray. Oh, wheelie! Schaefer does a wheelie, keeps it straight though. Anyway, it was Jack Clevenger, fastest car on the track with a 12:07. Challenging inside on Brian Moore Sr. for 3rd. All the way up next to the wall, no cushion track. Just about slicking up here at the moment. High side, the preferred line to go here. We come to 3 laps to go. Big set from Clevenger inside, Isaac.
Yeah, absolutely. Clevenger kind of got a really good run out of 2, and you know, Brian kind of just like slowly tried to pinch him down right at the end there. So I mean, he didn't go for the slider.
Something happened with John Short, by the way. There was a wreck that we missed. And so John Short, Jeff Kemper starting for the final row tonight. Oh no! More up in the wall. I thought that car was going to spin, but somehow it didn't. But he's lost all of that track position.
Oh, Patrick Spangler.
Oh, big wreck with Spangler. Joe Backus keeps it going. And off of turn number 4, it is Chris Schaefer that takes the win in the B-main by 4/10 of a second. So with that, preliminary action is complete for the Renegades. The feature for 30 laps at Cedar Lake is coming up next. Warm-ups are complete. Blake Chapman the quickest at 12.347. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Coolray, the Austrian Speedway, the Coast to Coast Racing League, and all the fine drivers and sponsors. We thank you for choosing to spend your Monday night with us. It is now time to meet the field of 24, ready to take the grade for 30 laps at Cedar Lake Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Coast to Coast Kids Club, brought to you by We Let the Dogs Out Pet Care Services, starting lineup. On the front, Ramon in the 24, Isaac Salas in the 05. Row 4, Bobby Good in the 7, and Terry Landis in the 161. In the top 10, Bob Everton in the 008, and Andy Patton in the 87. Row 6, Jesse Bandy in the 57, and Randy Shreves in the 56. Second half of the grid, row 7, Chris Schaefer in the 23, and Tyler Wilson in the 042. Row 8, Jack Clevenger in the 78, and Jeff Barker in the 513. Row 9, Brian Moore in the 558, Joe Backus in the 46, and in row 10, Barry Goldner in the 36, and Joe Canellis in the 1. Row 11, Patrick Spangler in the 39, and Mike Cranmer in the 70. Rounding out the field tonight, Jeffrey Kemper in the 181, and John Short in the 51. Lights are off the Steve King Foundation pace truck. Who's it going to be? How's it going to be done? We're just moments away from finding out. Pick your favorite driver to win it. We know Gary Spangler is rooting for Patrick while watching the Ohio Sprint Speed Week on Flow Racing. As the field works their way to turn number 3, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? The Rebels champion, along with Blake Chapman, on the front row. It is show time at Cedar Lake Speedway. The inside line got the jump off at turn number 2. Brennan Lacey cruises his way out to the front. Jesse Atkinson up to second position off of corner number 4. Oh, a couple of cars on the wall. It big time junkyard 5 wide in turn 1. You don't see that except for the Coast to Coast Racing League, and they kept them straight. Only in the Renegades. Caution. Mike Cranmer and Jeff Kemper have spun it. Here's the replay. Kemper with the sign just makes some slight contact with the 70. Luckily, nobody went on their leads or on their sides. So the field catches up with the pace car. Ready to go back to green for the Mission 22 restart. Brendan Lacey bringing the field back to the green flag. We've completed 3 laps so far. Lacey leads them. Blake Chapman currently in second spot. They've pulled away from Atkinson in third position. 4 laps are complete. Best battle on track is right here for 4th between Kyle Moden and Jeff Flero. Last time those two cats met against each other, they were battling for the win at USA. That was 2 seasons ago, though. This is now. Moden around the outside of the Pink Panther, and he takes away 3rd spot. Good racing here so far after that first caution. They've spread their way out throughout the field. Bob Evertson currently in 7th. Good job from Bobby Good to keep his spot in 6th. Yellow is out, though, for Spangler, who's stuck on the wall. Some contact there. Oh, my goodness, what a ride. So a tough break for Patrick Spangler as he has to get a tow, and that will likely pull him 1 lap down. Currently running in 23rd. Lights are off as we get set for the Mission 22 restart. Set to go back to green. Lacey is the control car. Back racing. Great restart from the 414. Everybody else on the outside. They don't have it set up like low line Lacey does, though, that's for sure. Working their ways up on the outside of the track. Stay in single file. Best battles happening for 6th position. I should say 7th between Bob DeGood and Randy Shreves. This would be one of Bob's best runs in the Coast2Coast Racing League. But Randy Shreves gets by on the outside, currently up 5 positions. Right now, the biggest mover in this race. He started in position number 12. And now closing in on Bob Evertson. Let's see if Shreves goes around the outside. Caution, Brymore Sr. Here's what happened. 3 wide in turn 4. Contact with the wall in himself. Caution is out once again. Apologies for the technical difficulties. We had a wreck with Bob D. Good, Jeff Barker and company. Here's what happened. Slight contact comes down to Bandy. Oh my goodness. It Bob D. Now, if this was real life, Bob was headed for the lake. That throttle was stuck. Jesse X and Jeff Flair are also involved. Let's see how they got in the mess. Or is this just them slowing down? I think that was, yeah. So we're set to go back to green in the Mission 22 restart zone. $14 laps to go. We are halfway home. Lacey gets a great jump. Look for third. It's Flaro Moonin once again. Flaro goes for the slider. Excuse me, that was Moonin for the slider. Flaro wants to do it back to him. Great racing for the bottom step of the podium. Moonin takes it back. Here comes Evertson. Oh, man. Hang on, Flaro Shrees. Oh, boy. Isaac Salas nowhere to go, and that caution is out. First off, we know Bob D. Good had actually spun it. That may have been the cause of the caution. I don't know, though. It wasn't. Unless this was the part where he got loose. All right, here's Randy. Shows to you once again. Isaac, what happened from your perspective?
It just looked like they were going for the same piece of real estate, and then they came up the track, and I had nowhere to go. That's about all you can get from it.
That's a tough break, bud. You had such a good alphabet soup going tonight.
It was fun, man. It's been a lot of fun.
We will have 11 laps of racing to go when we come back to the green flag. 17 drivers are on the lead lap. Brennan Lacey's led all of the laps so far in this race. Blake Chapman, front row, has remained unchanged throughout this entire duration. Biggest mover in this race right now is John Short, up 13 positions. We're back to green. Nobody can work the inside line like Brennan can. Flaro somehow, in the wall he goes. Nice save. He was able to keep his spot somehow as he didn't cross the line. But after he lost his spots when the caution came out. So he's battling with Terry Landis for 6th position on the racetrack. That's your best battle on track. Flaro's got the spot at the line. Landis off the pace. He loses a couple of spots there. Let's go forward of the field. Evertson versus the Pink Panther and Atkinson. On board with Jesse. Look how close the racing is. You can see the reflection in the mirror on the bottom of the wing. Clevenger on the outside. Wild racing. 3 wide in turn 1 as Clevenger tries to thread the needle. Half-second lead still for Brennan Lacey on Blake Chapman. Atkinson trying to find 2 for 1. Fantastic racing. 4 wide off of turn 4. 5 laps to go. Look at John Short from 24th up to 6th. Now make it 5th. He could go for 4th on Everton with 4 to go. John Short has got a car in these final laps. And a battle for 4th about to take place. Caution, it's Alto. Oh, hang on, Short. Oh, man, they got close. We're hearing it's Jesse Bandy, Joe Backus, and Brian Moore, Sr. There it was, Backus into both Moore and Bandy, and around they go. And Bandy takes a nap. But here's something I want to tell you, though, guys. During that run, you may have noticed the gap. That gap did not increase. Blake Chambers was down to about 0.3 of a second. And now a late race caution could change everything. There will be 3 laps to go when we take the green flag. Lights are off as we go green this time by. What are you thinking here if you're Blake Chapman? Obviously, he does not have a car for the low side like Brennan Lacey does. Number 1, he'll have to time this restart perfectly when Lacey fires. Mission 22 restart right here, right now. Time to bring the action. 3 to go. Great restart from Lacey. Chapman timed it, but wanted to go up on the, all the way up on the outside. Trying to find the sweet spot up there, but that's very tough to do with the 360 sprint cars. 0.6 of a second, 2 laps to go. Wild racing with Short and Everton, they touch. Are they going to keep him straight at the finish is the real question. Short and Flaro battle for 4th. Final lap, we're on the last lap here in the Renegades at Cedar Lake. The Rebels champion, Brennan Lacey in the 414. Low line Lacey does it once again. This time in his A division. Checkers are out for Brennan Lacey at Cedar Lake. Blake Chapman 2nd, Kyle Moon in 3rd. And your Chip Bangers hard charger from 24th up to 4th, John Short. Top 3 will pose for a photo as Lacey reigns supreme. His season's kicked off right. Isaac, you got a... Trying to find you on here. Oh, you were 23rd in the back. That was a fun race, though, as a whole tonight for the Renegades.
Oh, absolutely. It was crazy. There was guys that could run the bottom, and there was guys that were running the absolute wall. And for the most part, once it started, you know, getting towards the latter part of that race, they were almost equal. Like it was putting on amazing racing throughout the mid pack, at least from what I saw.
There were guys that could run the bottom, could run the top, and then there was the low line Lacey bottom. Nobody can run that bottom like Brennan Lacey, I'm telling you for sure. Once again, we appreciate you all coming on out tonight. Next weekend, we are at Fairbury, or next Monday. Still waiting for your top 3 to come on in. And then we'll get things going. We got Blake and Brennan in, so we're waiting for Kyle Moonen to join us, and then we'll get things going. So no sign of Moonen just yet. So we'll start things off by... Oh, nope, we have Moonen now? Yes, we do. All right, let's begin with Kyle Moonen, our 3rd place finisher. Kyle, walk us through your race there as a whole tonight, man. You had a good battle at one part of the race with Jeff Flarrell.
Yeah, it was just trying to take it easy around the top and not end up in the pits. So just was kind of trying to cruise around there. I didn't have anything for Chapman or Lacey, so sometimes you just gotta kind of cruise where you're at and take what you can get.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on your run tonight?
I saw the guys at Vandybilt, Ross Crenna, Velocity Race Design, you guys for the broadcast, and everyone for the league.
Alrighty, man. We'll let you go. Great job tonight.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Third place finish tonight for Kyle Moonen in the 24. Let's bring in our second place finish in Blake Chapman in the 20. Blake, great run tonight. What more did you need, though, for Brennan?
I tell you, Marty, I really didn't need that last caution to come out. I was really reeling them in, not by a whole lot, but I was coming slowly but surely, and that last caution there really killed me. It made me, it took me a couple laps to get my momentum up, and once I did, then I'd be able to reel him in, little by little, but then a caution would come out, so that was really killing me all race. But kudos to Brendan. He didn't make any mistakes, that's for sure.
Let's talk about that before the final caution came out. We didn't have the camera focused on you guys, but I noticed that gap. You went like a half second, then at 1.3 of a second. Were you still running the high side of the middle line, or were you trying Brennan's line out?
Yeah, I was still running the top there, and I'll tell you, I don't know if I would have got him, but it would have been a really, really close finish there at the end if that last caution did come out.
Would have been for sure. As we know, at Cedar Lake, it always breeds close finishes. Who do you want to give shout-outs to on your run?
Oh, yeah, parents, grandparents, Steve Bixler, everybody who watches and supports. Got to give a shout-out to all the guys down at Krite Sim Racing and the Can-Am Racing team. Of course, shout-out to Galen's Popcorn. Head over there, use code CART at checkout. That's C-A-R-T at checkout for 15% off some of their delicious popcorn. Got to thank you for putting this on, Marty, and everybody that makes this league so much fun to run.
Appreciate the time, man. Great run.
Thank you.
Blake Chapman, our second place finisher tonight. And now we go to Cool Ray Victory Lane to talk with your race winner in the Renegades, and he's back on top. Low line Lacey. Brennan, you've done it again. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Marty. Appreciate that.
Talk about your race tonight as a whole.
It's kind of one of those tracks. It's the right amount of size to be a top dominant, and found in some testing that the bottom, with the same set we ran all last season to get us a championship. I was confident in it. I wanted to go down there, and I knew early it was going to be lights out because there was so much moisture down there. And then there at the end, I think it's the middle of the race, I tried to venture to the top, and that was probably the worst idea I made, and almost lost the lead to it. And I was thankful Moonen was running third. He saw it, and he said, hey, just get back down to the bottom, run the laps, click them off, get the good restarts, and have at it. And that's what happened. We were able to pull it off.
Talk about it as well when that final caution came out, because Blake was closing in on you before that final caution. Did you want that final caution, or no, not really?
Yeah, I actually told Blake when I was talking to him after this race, I said that the restarts is what won me that race, long run. He had a car that was dominant up top. He could run it up top and build up so much momentum on the long run. And I was thankful for those restarts because I get the pull on the bottom, and just had to click it off there. Was able to pull it off, and I know he's tough competition on that kind of track there, but glad we could get it done.
So next week we head to Fairbury. I know that's on the track as well. That's kind of good for the low line too.
Fairbury's one of them tracks that I wish would have been in that run I made last season. Love that place. I know last year I think I started like 20th or something, was up to 6th before I got in a wreck and flipped over there. So definitely looking forward to that racetrack. It's one of my favorites.
Finally, who do you want to give shout-outs to?
As always, big thanks to Vandybilt Race Cars. Jesse, you got Moonen, Goldner, Fitzpatrick, Schultz, JP, all the boys that make it happen. They get this setup dialed in, this car how I want it every week. And also big shout out to Ross over at Velocity Race Designs for making these killer wraps as always. And big shout out to you guys and Roger and them for the league.
All right, man. Enjoy the win. Congrats on it.
Thanks, sir.
Brendan Lacey takes the win as he celebrates in Cool Ray Victory Lane. Cool Ray is proud of their reputation. Oh, pardon me here. Cool Ray's goal is to make sure that Ray's tradition of 100% customer satisfaction lives on today. Cool Ray is proud of their reputation of providing excellent service to homeowners and businesses in Georgia. Their mission is to continue to build long-lasting relationships with their customers through their winning spirit and commitment to 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Your final results here from tonight. Again, John Short, biggest mover in the race. Front row spots were two of the only 3 spots that did not change in that entire race. Showed you how good Brendan Lacey and Blake Chapman were tonight, Isaac.
Oh yeah, I mean, we kind of almost expected those two because they are truly some of the class of the field. But there was a lot of comers and goers through the race. It felt like almost some guys that were dominant at certain points, and it looked like it was going to shape up, and then like something would happen, and maybe an untimely caution would come out. But it kept it interesting all the way through. I didn't get to finish it all, but I truly did have had a fun race. I got to run the bottom, run the high side. You got to do it all, so it's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely. It was a fun night tonight. We're so glad you could join us next week. We are at Fairbury, start time 7 p.m. with the Raiders right here on the Coast2Coast Racing Network. On behalf of everyone at the Coast2Coast Racing League, Roger Craig and Preston Cranmer, on behalf of my broadcast partner tonight, Isaac Salas, I'm Marty Sakala. We congratulate your winners, Tyler Bentley and the Raiders, Isaac Salas and the Rebels, and Brennan Lacey and the Renegades. So long, everyone.